So it's come time to sell your precious gaming PC and you want to make a pretty buck off of it. And today I'm going to go over a couple tricks, tips, and really cool ways to actually invest a little bit or just not invest anything at all and fix your PC up so that A, it's more appealing to people when you sell it, and B, you get more money for your PC. So I'm going to talk about something, of course, options that are of course free to do, and then also options that are important to do while you're selling it, and then also options to do if you're interested in investing like 10 bucks to get for like 50 bucks return. So I'm going to talk with the 50 bucks return thing and we'll go down the list from there. So if you're not familiar with LED light strips, they come like in strips of like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 feet for like 10 bucks. And you can get yourself an LED light strip that can make this PC look a lot better. You just kind of go around it. As you can see in the background, my PC has the 10-buck LED light strips. And they're really nice and all. So what that does is basically means that your PC looks a lot better. And so when you turn it on, you get that wow factor. And you're like, oh yeah, I have RGB lights. These are the fancy RGB lights. They're all remote controlled, which is what it comes with, or you can set up to sync with any header on any motherboard recently. But you can have it all synced up to remote. You know, oh, it's the special remote controlled synced ones. And you can sell it, and you can say, hey, you know, charge an extra 50 bucks because it's got RGB in it. And obviously, if you're selling something, you're giving them exactly what you're saying you're giving them, but you're also getting an extra buck for knowing your stuff, and also knowing you can put some LED lights around there and actually get something that looks a lot better. Now, the downside of that is, of course, hey, why didn't I have those LED lights in sooner? Because they look a lot cooler. That's the only downside from that one. So let's also talk about some of the very basics, which everyone should automatically be doing, but the reason why I'm mentioning it is because I've actually seen it not happen. So if you're not familiar, PCs need to be cleaned when you sell them. Because if someone takes a look at a PC, especially when you have a glass or a side panel, and you can see in, and there is dust literally caking it, like, you do not need a dust collection of every video game character ever invented. You really don't. And so if you just sit the time and clean out the heat sinks and clean out the fans, clean out the screens, you'll get a lot more clean looking PC. Your PC will look newer, it will look nicer, and it won't be like, it's been used and abused. It will actually look like it's a nice machine that someone will want to buy. And I say this, and I know someone's like, well, hey, this would be stupid common sense. I say this because if you're doing that, it's really important that, take some Windex to the side, clean it up. For the example of this case, if you got any scratches, just take a little Sharpie and go along the line, scratches, and put a little Sharpie on there. And that will make it, take like a paper towel and just wipe over it, and then you'll have just the scratch covered by the black Sharpie. Trust me, it makes such a big difference on reselling it, because you're not going to see all those scratches anymore, and you won't have that problem. And people see a nice, clean looking black case. So you save, you make things look a lot nicer and newer. And then let's also talk about, selling a full system. Some people will be like, oh yeah, and obviously this system's missing its graphics card, I just realized that. But if you aren't selling a full system, someone's like, well, how can I test it? There's a lot of different things you need to do when you're selling a PC to somebody to get, the full value of it. A, show it working, and B, sell a full system, which kind of go hand in hand. You can't really sell somebody or show somebody a system working if, you got no graphics card in there. I mean, yeah, you can say, oh yeah, it boots up, but are you really going to sell somebody a system like, oh yeah, you can play really nice games, but you have no graphics card in there? You really need to sell a full system if you're going to do that. And you get a lot of money for doing so. You get a lot of money extra, like an extra 100, 200 bucks for just having an extra full system, depending on how much your system's worth, obviously. It's like a really old system. You're not going to get that big of a substantial increase in anything. But just keep in mind that, if you're going to show somebody a system, have a setup for them, have somebody like, a monitor, a mouse, keyboard, and have a couple games already loaded. Yeah, you can wipe them when you're done, wipe the hard drive when you're done, but you have those games loaded so that you can show somebody, hey, this is what it plays like, this is what it feels like when you play it. How about you sit down, get an experience with it, see what you like about it. And that's really a lot of being hands-on, being able to feel what you like and see that, get the experience, see that it's working. And also that, as I said, sell a full system, because if you sell a full system, you really have, you can show people its full potential, and people will buy for the full potential. And so that's going to be the last two parts of this video. I know it's a rather short one. I've got a couple other ideas that I'm actually focusing most of my efforts on. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope this helps somebody get a little bit more money for their buck. And also we'll be talking about some new AMD graphics cards that will be coming out in tomorrow's video. So thank you very much for watching. As always, check out the channel if you're into cool tech related news, videos, etc. And yeah, thank you very much for watching.